Good evening. Well,
Hey,
I mean, good morning. Good. What time is? Man, it's so early.
12:30. Well,
Afternoon.
what is it where you are? 11:30?
Yeah, it's only 11:30 where I'm at. You can tell it's early. Look, I ain't never seen
Well, in
that room
Philadelphia,
so bright, Jen. That room looks so bright
I
today.
know, right? Daytime.
Welcome
it's
to another
it's
episode.
afternoon. It's the matinee game.
Welcome to another episode of Eat Sleep Sixes. I am BG. I got my brother Carl in the building with us, and of course, as always, Jenny from the block. What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling? We got to invade the garden tonight. We got to invade the garden tonight. What y'all? How y'all
It
feeling?
won't be the first time, and it won't be the last time. Sixers versus Knicks. This has been a rivalry for a long time. These guys, regardless of their record, they always play us hard. So I'm looking as similar to the Giants and Eagles on the football side of things. I'm looking for a knockdown, drag out game, but I'm also looking for that offensive cohesion that we saw last game from the big three.
Big
You
four. We
know,
got four. One just didn't have a good game. Don't you roll your eyes. We got a big four. Don't,
until Tobias proves himself as the four, consistently.
that's crazy.
I'm
I'm not even gonna let you do
no
that.
listen. I ain't gonna draw. I ain't gonna draw.
Well, we
I'm
know
not
that
gonna let you
he's
say that Tobias has to prove himself as the fourth option on this team. Come on,
no,
I'm not letting you do that.
good.
Nah,
Good
nah,
for
nah.
sticking to your guns, BG. Because it's New York, and that's Tobias's
That's a
home.
stomping ground.
So I look forward to him having a good game today. Uh, you know how our team plays on afternoons? It's usually kind of sluggish. So I'm hoping
Hmm.
we see a little more fire today, especially versus the Knicks. Yeah, they're not having a really good season, but they do always play us hard, and it's usually kind of tough to watch. But
Yeah, most definitely.
The
Smitty,
starting
Smitty,
lineup.
Go ahead. Read the starting
Oh,
lineup, and I'll
go
address
ahead,
Smitty.
go ahead. Just
Smi-
because you know
Smitty,
he is
Smitty.
definitely joking. He's definitely joking.
I know I'm joking as well, Smitty, and is poking a little fun at BG because we've been having this thing going on with Tobias all year. But how Tobias has been solid overall. BG, read them starting lineups, baby.
We actually going with the same lineup as last game. For those who don't remember, we got the big fella in the middle, Tobias and Matisse in the front court, and in the back court, James Harden and Tyrese Maxey again. So we got
I
a
think
back to
that's
back
going to be our
starting lineup.
five.
Yeah, I think that is our five. I think they think about starting Danny Green or Korkmaz in his lineup or Niang in his lineup would open up the floor even more because they would have to guard the 3-point line. It will be harder to double James, harder to guard double Joel. But I
Good
think they
point,
know
BJ.
we need that defensive wing guys. A wing guy has to be able to play defense for us. So it's like we'll give up some offense for what Matisse gives us on defense. So I actually like this lineup better than a Danny, a George Niang, or Korkmaz starting simply because it just gives us a defensive presence. We got enough scoring. We got
Right.
enough
We were
scoring.
Yeah,
we were just
yeah.
actually talking about this on the way home from my in-laws. My father, it's my father-in-law's birthday today,
Happy
78.
birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, sir.
Hey, 70.
So, yeah, it's beautiful. So we were just talking about this on the way home, and Matisse is probably the perfect this is probably the perfect role for Matisse because it's really just kind of take offensive pressure off of him since there is only one basketball.
I think
And the
Matisse,
thing,
you know,
go ahead, Carl.
like like other players, like other younger players, they're not inept to Twitter or Instagram or any of these social media sites. He hears the chatter about what he needs to do, and before the James Harden trade, and I think some of that pressure, like you said, Jen, has been lifted off of him because now he has to do what he's elite at. We need you to play perimeter defense. But we also need you to play like you did last game, slashing and dunking off the miss, the dirty plays, the things you can do. Show your athleticism. So that's what I want to see from Matisse. 11 to 10 points a game. You good with me, brother. Four stills, you're good.
That was amazing. Like, do y'all realize I gave Matisse Thybulle flowers for having 11 points?
Oh yes. Oh
Well,
yes.
you know what? It's like he heard us
Yeah.
because we were talking about we don't need 25 points. 8
And that's
points
the
is
thing.
He
And
even
that's the thing
exceeded
that
our 8 points.
Yeah, that's the thing that I wanted everybody to understand when they felt like we gave up too much for James. James really creates so much more for other people. Like, I know he got this knock on him that, oh, he got to be a bad teammate or he's selfish or he's a ball hog. James Harden is always in the top 3 in the NBA in assists. Where's this
Assist.
ball hog thing come? I don't know where this notion that he doesn't like he opens up so much for an offense. It's
I
ridiculous.
I think it comes from Houston and from the fact that he had to be that guy there, right?
Yeah,
He had
But
to do
absolutely.
even
the scoring
but
there.
even during that time, Jen, he was averaging damn near triple double. He
Yeah,
Yep.
I
is
have no
Yep.
idea because I
I don't
haven't
know where
really
it comes
followed
from.
him. Clearly everyone's been pointing this out to me like I don't know anything about basketball because I wasn't watching James Harden's career all this time. But yeah, he apparently is quite the passer
Yes,
assister.
I
yes.
think people get ball dominant mixed up with a jack. And yes, he needs the ball in his hands to do what he does. Every good point guard slash guard needs the ball to throw assists. You need the ball to do that. So, I like this offense in his hands. Him creating the rhythm, him creating the transition on the break. We look a lot better with a veteran guard with his hands on the ball. And damn, he looks good out there doing it you know. So I'm excited for today in New York Knicks. I always want us to beat their face in. Rest
And
in peace, Joey.
we
Would
we
get
get to do it twice.
excited about this game.
We
I'm
get to do
sorry.
it.
Go ahead.
We get to do it twice. You know that, right?
That's right, home
Twice.
at home.
Home and home.
Twice.
We get to see them again. I love it.
Twice.
Hey, Carl,
Yes.
can you find your keys?
Uh, I got him right here, Jen. I got him right here. So with that being said, we're going to do Jen's favorite segment, our Sixers keys to victory. So, since Jen, you sparked up the conversation, you smelt it, you dealt it. You're the first one. You're the
I've
first
heard that
one.
one since I was like 5.
You're the first one to give us your keys to the game.
Ooh. Well, it's sort of like what I was saying when we were doing the intro, getting up for it, coming in with energy because it's an afternoon game and our team has a history of really not kind of bringing their all for an afternoon game. So that would be my key. Bring your energy, guys. I know you might have been out late last night, but shake it
Good key.
off.
Good key. good key. BG, you're up next.
Just flat out jumping on this team quick, early, and often. We had the unfortunateness of not being on television, on national television for our first game with James Harden. This is our first game
Oh,
that
that's right.
the world gets to see us now. The world gets to see us today. And I don't
Yeah.
want them to see us play an inferior New York Knicks team and it look like they belong in our league. They don't belong with us. They don't
You know
belong
they
with us.
waiting. You know Stephen A is waiting to talk his trash.
And that's the thing.
The,
Because Stephen A is watching, because the world is watching, I want us to punch them in the face bad. We got to watch Brooklyn and Milwaukee go blow for blow last night, and everybody got Brooklyn and Milwaukee in their mind. Let's get Brooklyn and Milwaukee off of America's mind and make them talk about the Sixers today. That's what I want to talk about. I want the world to be talking about, you know what? It got to come through Philly.
yeah, most
Yes.
We
definitely.
respect
Love it.
Milwaukee. They the
I
defending
love it.
champion. We respect them, but y'all got to come through us. That's what I want
Most
the
definitely.
end of this day to be like.
Most definitely. With that being said, my keys are left, and my keys fall in line with both of your keys to the game. Do not play down to our opponent. This is a bad team. Let's come in here and treat them like a bad team. We're much better than them. To take a little bit from BG, it's time to show and prove, just how powerful we can be. Good teams beat bad teams. If you want to be a championship team, which I'm not claiming a championship this year, could be next year, could be some years soon, but you know, I'll take it. But good teams beat bad teams. We got to come in here and beat them in the face and keep our foot on their neck from the rip. Not even let them think that they have a chance because they have willing scorers on their team. That if
Yeah.
you give them a little confidence, R.J. Barrett and Julius Randle and people like that, you know, they can come up and have a good game. So
And Nerlens.
Nerlens, the forgotten Sixer, Nerlens Noel. So I don't like to harp on the past, but you just brought that up, Jen, and we chop it up here on Eat Sleep Sixers, and this conversation gets had a lot in Sixer 24/7. If you can bring back any Sixer from the process to this team, who would it be?
You
Jen,
asking
I'll
me?
put that to you because BG is still thinking. I see his thinking cap on. I'm
Are we
asking you.
counting Drew Holiday as a process guy?
Absolutely.
Well, then it would be Drew Holiday.
I don't know. I don't know if we could count Drew in the process years. I don't
Well,
think I personally don't put him in the because I feel like when he moved, that's when the process started. Because we was a playoff team right before that when we had Drew, Iggy. Like that year we beat Chicago in the play when Derrick Rose tore his ACL the first time. Like that wasn't process years. You know what I mean?
Well, true indeed. But I say process because that's where the process started.
Yeah.
That's where the thought process started. On let's stop getting it knocked out in the second round, and let's move some guys around so we could possibly get some draft picks and be the team we see today.
So that means it wasn't a part of the process. His movement started the process. Because when he was here, we was a playoff team. We wasn't the greatest team, but we was still there. We was there.
We'll let Jen have Drew. Okay, BG.
Okay. We won't belabor the point since we got more to talk about. You go.
I feel like I'm getting the title of the person that just has to argue every point. I'm sorry, y'all.
It's okay.
You're very argumentative.
We need that guy. We need you.
You've taken that title from Jose and you've worn it well. So you definitely got the argumentative crown now.
That's okay. Everybody else agrees with you in the comments too. So fine. We're just gonna move on to BG's process guy.
My process guy would probably be one of two people. Just I'm gonna throw out two names. I'm not gonna pick one of them, but I'm gonna throw out two names. It'll have to be either Jeremy Grant or Nerlens Noel. One, we need a backup center. Nerlens would fill that. And then two, I feel like Jeremy Grant could be a backup 3, 4, or small ball 5. So he just fills so many roles that we could have. I would love that. I was thinking Michael Carter Williams to be a backup point guard, but I don't. I was over him after his rookie season.
I hear you. With that being said, it leaves it up to me, and my process player. And it wouldn't be a favorite of everybody in Sixer 24/7 because I used to get in heated arguments about this guy a lot.
Tony Rowan. You about to say Tony Rowan?
Tony Rowan.
Tony Rowan.
Tony Rowan.
You was about to say Tony.
Tony Rowan and B-Ball Paul have a special place for me, as a Sixer fan. But I wasn't going to say him. So I'll actually have to go with
Hollis Thompson. That is a good one. And Sims.
TJ McConnell. TJ McConnell.
That's a good one.
I used to love TJ, man. Like he was the most talented person I've ever seen play basketball.
He just gave you that spark off the bench that you really needed,
You can tell that TJ McConnell watched every Rocky movie right before the game. Right before the game, all he did was watch Rocky. That's all he did.
He played very well alongside Embiid as well. They played off each other pretty well. I think TJ McConnell was underappreciated by myself included while he was here. But put on this roster right now and as our backup point guard, an energy guy off the bench to help lead this bench. TJ would be perfect. I don't know if we can afford him at this point. He's made quite of a paycheck for himself in the Pacers, but I'd love to have him back. So, we're heading towards that time. We started a little thing when we started this podcast because a lot of people like to bet and people want to know who to bet on and who's going over, who's going under. So we started a little thing called BG's Over and Under, led by no other than BG. Take us off.
And now, for BG's Over and Under.
All right, here we go. What did you say, Jen?
I said, shout out, Jose.
Shout out to
Oh,
Jose. He's not here right now.
Joselitos.
He better be watching. Hold on, let me see.
He's not in the comments.
He
He's
hasn't
working, he
commented yet.
said.
Jose, if you
He
don't
putting
comment
up some drywall. He putting up some drywall.
under, if Jose hasn't commented, he's going to get fined. Let's just say that.
Cool.
It's a chance for
Cool.
y'all to catch Jose. No,
Oh,
his
yeah.
votes still actually count. And
Yeah. So anytime one of the hosts are not here, we still text them the over unders, and they do get theirs in before the game starts. So
Do we got to? I think he's putting up some drywall right now. I don't think he's available to put his bid in. So I think we should just go, you know?
all right, man. For the over unders today, I did a little bit of research. I was laying in the bed this morning, even though we got an early game. I said, man, let me do some research for this one. The most points scored by an individual in Madison Square Garden is Carmelo Anthony with 62. I don't think that anybody on our team will score 62 today. Please don't think that's the over under. So I'm going to go with a combined 62 and a half points for Embiid and Harden.
I like to say over. I like to say over because the momentum is high between them two. They're feeling good about each other. They're feeling good about their games. And God damn it, have you seen the spacing on the court? You know, Embiid's getting triple teamed and Harden's wide open. Harden's getting double teamed and Maxi's wide open. And, you know, I think there's a good chance for both of them to crash that today.
that is a really tough one.
Is it, and you know what's crazy, Jen? Before you go, it seems like a high number, but
Mhm.
Yeah.
they did it last game, their first game.
Easy.
Like they did.
True. True. And the Knicks aren't necessarily the defensive juggernaut that they were last year.
Absolutely not.
All right. I'm going to go over. And I'm probably going to
Okay, Jen.
regret
Okay, Jen.
it.
James Fobbs is going under. What up, James? North Philly in the house.
I'm
BJ.
I think I'm gonna go over as well. I think because I think Embiid's gonna have like a 40-17 night tonight for some reason. I just feel like Embiid's gonna go off. So if he has 40 and James only needs 22, 23, I could do. I
with
think
12 with 12 assists. That seems like what he's going to give you.
yeah. So I'm going with the
So
over as well. If I had to guess, I think Jose is gonna go over as well. We'll see though.
I
For
saw
the
them bring something.
For the next one, we are going to go with a stat that I always used to bring up, but I haven't brought it up in a while. I feel like our bench hasn't given me amazing games. So I'm lowering the number and I'm going to say the bench scores a combined 25 points over or under. It is on you, Jen.
We have a bench. We have a bench now, though, so that's cool because we don't have to play all our starters our bench guys in the starting lineup. No injuries, no hole from 2-5. So let's see, 25 points though.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go under. I'm going under.
I'm gonna have to say over because I think they'll get enough time to go over today. You know, I think the starters pound the Knicks out of the game, and the bench will finish it off, hopefully getting in a lot of minutes and scoring 30 points like BG likes to get us a win.
I'm on the fence about this one. I'm gonna be honest with you. I
I
feel like
see.
we should, but I don't know how confident I am yet. You know what? I'm gonna take the under, and I'm gonna steal a page out of Jen's book. I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that I'm wrong. I'm taking the under because I
I
want to
hope
catch.
you're wrong too.
I want to catch Jose, but I really hope that I'm wrong. I think we can have that type of game from our bench. The Jordan Yangs, Korkmaz, if he ever gets out of a funk and can give us a game where he randomly hits 3-4 threes, I think we have it in us. I just got to see it.
If only we could play a certain guy who's just rotting on the bench named Isaiah Joe.
Boom.
Jose here. Hey, real quick, Jose, you said under on the bench. What did you say for the first over under? If you didn't hear it, it was
God damn
combined
it.
62 and a half points for Joel
He,
Embiid
he,
and James Harden.
he put down the drill and the drywall, and now he's answering the over unders. You see what you started, BG? You should have
Six,
just let that man do his work.
62 and a half points, Jose. for Embiid and Harden combined. Give me your over/under on that. If you don't message me in the next 3 seconds, I'll just text you later before the game, right before the game starts. All right, so the last over/under. Repeat. What does that even mean?
How many times you got to repeat it? He said it
Okay,
3 times,
Jose,
Jose.
Joel Embiid, and
No, I
James
think he
Harden.
mean under. I think he meant under.
No, he got to write that. Joel Embiid and James Harden, 62.5 points combined was the first over/under, Jose. All right, we're gonna move on to the last one while we wait for Jose. So the last one, you talked about him bad. You said he's not our boy. We don't got a big four. Who is this dude? I mean, he making $33 million a year. He's not in a big four. We got a big three. Carl, is
That was
on you.
cute. That was cute, DJ.
Tobias Harris, 17.5.
I don't sound like that, and I didn't say it like that. But I think Tobias is going to have a solid game today. I think he, of all people, feels bad about the shooting performance he put on last game. So I think he'll crash that. I like him over.
Oh, didn't expect that from you. Up there we
Oh,
go.
well, expect it.
Carl took
What?
Carl took 3 overs. We know
Oh,
what
he's doing the triple over again.
I'm doing the thing again. Jen.
I'm
Something's got
gonna
to
go.
work.
I'm going over. I'm thinking like 19 for Tobias today because Madison Square Garden.
The people are with me. Do you see them in the chat? Over. Come on, man. We're going to start a
They not
movement.
with you. They with everybody because I'm taking the over as well. Like why do you think they following you, the person with the worst record in over under? Why would they?
Because
And Sims is like, under.
because this is Philadelphia. Everybody loves the underdog. They're rooting for me. I'm in the basement now. I started from the bottom, and I'm trying to be here. I'm trying to be up there somewhere.
Gonna be in a deluxe apartment.
Yeah, and the sky, Jen, and the sky.
Hey, moving on up.
Come on, we could do the whole song on here.
That's right.
Why Nas always do this to me, man, and I respect it. He always jumps into the over under segment and throw an extra one in there. So what the hell? I'm writing it down. Over under 4 steals. He asked for it, so we got to throw it in there. So you got more chance to catch up. That's a large number. I'm just gonna go first. I'm taking under. That's 4. That means he got to get 5 for me to win. Yeah, I gotta go under on that.
Listen, momentum is a big thing in basketball. The guy confidence is high right now, but 4 steals is a bit much. I'm going to go under on this one.
I'm with you. I'm going to go under.
Yeah, I just feel like that number is way too high. So Jose, apparently you wasn't listening. Tobias, 17.5 points, and then we got
3 minutes,
and we got an extra one of Matisse with 4 steals.
You got 3 minutes.
Man, don't count me down, man.
So
with that being said, while we waiting on Jose, I need everybody's final thoughts, man. What are y'all? What's your final thoughts for tonight's game? For this afternoon's game? I keep saying tonight. I'm so used to
it's hard. It's hard not to say tonight because it's always, it's a very rare occasion that we get an afternoon game. My final thoughts are: I don't think they're going to be as dynamic as they were the other night, but I think they're still going to come out strong, and I think we're going to come back here playing the song.
Play that song. Well, Jen, I'm going to go along with my keys to the game. Stomp these guys out early. Get the bench in. Get some rest. Go back to your hotel and get ready to do it tomorrow. That's the key to the game for me. You got to back to back against these guys, and let's put them out of their misery.
I don't think it's a back to back.
It's not.
I think there's
a day in between. There's a day in between.
Okay. But still, get some rest.
My final thoughts is, Doc, you promised us something about a lineup that we wouldn't see, and you lied to us game 1. Don't lie to me today. I need a starter on the floor at all times, please.
I don't even want that 1 minute.
I don't even want that one. Only time I want to see it is in the 4th quarter when we bombing them. But if it's the 2nd quarter and I see our whole starting lineup on the damn bench, Mr. Rivers, I'm gonna talk to you.
BG had to put.
So come back here after the game for our thoughts
Most definitely. As Jen said, we will see you on post game. Please come back here. Look on the top right hand screen. We on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. We depend on word of mouth advertisement. So, Jen, what do we need people to do?
Well, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend.
Okay.
And if you
Amigo,
ain't got
amigo, amigo,
that many
amigas.
friends, if you ain't got that many friends, tell somebody that got some friends.
We will see you guys on post game. And if you are not there, I don't know where you are. This is where the party's at. Let's go. Get this
Let's go
W.
Thanks
Sixers.
for joining us. See you guys after the game.